everybody and welcome to the first video on Niner Alpha channel. My name is Marco, also known as Niner Alpha, and today we are going to go through Cold and Dark Start with A-18C in DCS World. Now, this tutorial will provide you with the fastest way and explanation of all systems in A-18C, what you need to start up and make sure you are in the air in about minutes. Now keep in mind this video will take a bit longer to go through every system what you need to do in order to successfully Cold and Dark start this puppy, and this will be the first episode of Launch the Hornet training serial, where we'll be going over different systems, different procedures, and the first things that you're gonna do in the game is learn how to start it Cold and Dark on the airfield. Next tutorial will be how to start it Cold and Dark start it on the carrier, and you will see a small differences in startup procedure on airfield and the carrier. So let's not talk too much and let's jump inside of the cockpit of our FA-18. Now, as you can see, we are in completely cold and dark state. Canopy is open, parked up here at Kutaisi base. We have some friendly Hornets around us, and let's get this puppy fired up and ready to rock and roll. So first things first, we're gonna do is go to our battery section. All right, in our right bottom corner, we're gonna put it to on by right clicking on the battery switch, which will bring us to the some life to our plane. Now when we start the battery, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna say cage knob. We're gonna just scroll once to uncage it, and that should be fine. The next thing on our list is to perform fire test A and fire test B, which will make sure that all warnings are okay and everything is fine. So we start by fire test A. We're gonna right click and hold it. Now we're gonna hear the bitching Betty goes through all the warnings on our plane, and we're gonna hold it until that all messages are completely stopped and the bitchy Betty is silent, which is right now. Now we're gonna hold the fire test B, which is left click on our mouse, for about 10 seconds. And that is all good. We have tested our warnings, and now we're gonna go down here underneath our throttles on the left panel. We're gonna hit the APU on, which will start up the APU, which will provide additional power and the bleed air needed to start the engines. Now the green light will illuminate when the APU is ready, and now we can proceed with the engine start procedure. We're gonna go here in the engine crack, right click to start the right engine. We're gonna go down here where we can see our engine RPM. When it reaches 20, we're gonna move the throttles from the off position to idle. Now we are monitoring the engine panel. We can see that the engines are spooling up, and that is the startup complete. For the right engine is almost complete. The temperatures will stabilize around 300 degrees. We're gonna hear bitching Betty start up with some warning sounds. Now it's time to fire up the instruments. You can use the backspace to remove the flight stick, and let's start with the left DDI. We're gonna turn the left DDI knob to day. So 2 right clicks, then right DDI, HUD, brightness knob. We're gonna hover our mouse over it, press the left button and move the mouse up, or you can do it with the scroll wheel, which is way slower. And we're gonna go down to the middle DDI and off brightness knob all the way to the bright. After we finish that, we're gonna put the ejection seat to armed, and the shoulder harness control to lock. So if in case we need to eject, we can basically do that successfully. We're gonna reset master quotient, and now it's time to start aligning our INS. We're gonna go down on the left side. Over here we have radar and INS. So as we are on the ground, we're gonna move our INS switch to the ground position, and if we leave it like this, it will take 8 minutes to align. We're gonna go to the middle DDI where we have HSI page open. We're gonna press STD heading, which stands for store heading, and now this will our INS alignment will take 1 minute and 30 seconds to align. Now we're gonna go to the right DDI and proceed with the FCS test before we start our left engine. So we're gonna go for right DDI left top push button. We're gonna go to FCS test page. You're gonna hold the FCS button over here and press Y on your keyboard if you're in America, or Z if you're on European layout. And we're gonna see FCSA and FCSB in test, and if we go to the external view, we're gonna see that the flight controls are moving and being tested for functionality. Now let's go back into our cockpit and go from the left engine startup. Now we go back onto our engine display, reaches 20, throttles to off position, from off to idle position. Wait for the engine to spool up. This is all good. Now we can press Ctrl C to bring down the canopy. Which will mute the sounds from the outside. And now the left engine is started as well. Now we can come up here, turn the APU off, perform FCS reset, turn the onboard air supply to on, which will provide the air supply to the cabin. The FCS test is finished. We're gonna go on the right DDI, hit the menu page again to go to the FCS page, which stands for flight controls. We're gonna recycle the bleed air, 4 right clicks to get the bleed air inside of the cockpit. And on the left DDI we have no warnings left. Go to the HUD page, and if we go to the bottom DDI, we can double click on this push button 3 to get this black screen so we can see our text better. And we have OK signal here, which stands that our INS is aligned, and then now switch our from ground to IFA, which stands for in-flight alignment. So our navigation system will align, keep aligned all the time. Now, to prepare for the flight, we're gonna go to hook bypass to select it to the field as we are on the airfield. Flaps to full. We're gonna go down here to rudder trim. We're gonna hit it once, the button on it, and it will set the stabilizer trim to 12, which is takeoff trim. And a lot of people will leave here, but no, we're not finished yet. We're gonna switch the radar to standby, and once when we come near the runway, we're gonna switch it to the operational. Don't forget to do that. We're gonna go here under our middle DDI. We're gonna alert 67 power. We're gonna right click on it to bring power to our RVR systems. We're gonna switch ECM to standby, and dispenser will go to on. When we switch that, we're gonna hit on our bottom DDI, hit menu, electronic warfare, and this is for our countermeasures. Now we're gonna wait for early E-47 to be on standby. We're gonna hit mode to be men 1, so we can release flare and chaff on need. We're gonna go back to menu, support page, HSI, and bring back the HSI to our bottom page. Now, something that is not covered in tutorial, but they are really important, is IFF, identified friends and foes, and data link, which you never turn on. So we come here on our central panel. We're gonna go, if we have autopilot IFF, click on it, press on off button until we get XP and all these numbers. Now data link, we can turn it to on, and to make sure that when we engage in the combat, we have the data link coming from our AVAX, so we can see the enemy planes on the radar and also friendlies as well. And in case that you are flying in the SAM populated area, you will be able, the SAM will not get lock on you. And now we successfully started up the A-18C, and we are fully ready to taxi this baby on to the taxiway, to the runway, and be ready to go. So once again, that will be all for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching and paying attention. If you do this, you should be able to start your Hornet in 2.5 minutes, and while taxiing and taking off, it will take less than 5 minutes to be from cold and dark state into the airborne and ready to engage enemy fighters or do whatever you want to do. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, leave the like. If you disliked it, leave dislike. If you have any questions or concerns, you can leave the comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to stay notified for the new videos coming in the future. If you want, you can check me on the Twitch, where we be doing all different kinds of mission trainings and everything else, and you can ask me questions live. Check down the link in the description, which is twitch.tv/9A9RALPHA. And guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.